I really feel like this Lakers squad is one trade away from being true contenders in the Western Conference. They've been playing great over the past couple weeks and had a huge win tonight against the Sacramento Kings. To talk about this game, I mean, LeBron James had an all around amazing performance, 32 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, while also getting you 4 steals. And he just looked a lot more energized on the defensive side of the ball. His first step on offense looked a lot better, and he was just playing complete bully ball with this entire Sacramento Kings roster. So I feel like if you're able to get this level of performances out of LeBron, you still have Anthony Davis, who's a top 10-ish player in the NBA right now and still one of the best defenders in the NBA. I think if you can make one or two trades to really help this roster and you're getting this level of play from your two all-star superstar caliber players, I think this Lakers team can actually make a run and be true contenders in the West. But to talk a little bit more about tonight's game against the Kings, Anthony Davis really didn't have that great of a night besides rebounding the ball. He had 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks, so he was great on the defensive end, and that's something Anthony Davis will always be elite at, is being such a good shot blocker and a rim protector. And the Lakers defense was great tonight. So I want to give a huge shout out to Anthony Davis on the defensive side of the ball, and also a guy in Cameron Reddish. Now, if you look at Cameron Reddish's box score, it really doesn't look too great, but I thought he had a great game. He had 2 steals, that one really nice one. It was a cross-court pass from De'Aaron Fox that he was able to steal it out of the air, kind of intercept it, and then go down the floor and get an and one. And I believe he made the free throw as well. He also chipped in with 2 blocks. So yes, his offensive efficiency and just stats maybe don't look the greatest, but I think Cameron Reddish had an amazing game. He also had a couple really good offensive rebounds. He had 2. One, I believe, was very late in that fourth quarter. So a super good game for Cameron Reddish, in my opinion. If he can develop a jump shot and at least be more consistent from 3, I think Cameron Reddish can be a huge piece and very valuable for this Lakers defense, especially on the perimeter. Another guy I have to shout out from this game is Rui Hachimura. I thought he played solid, but had an amazing offensive rebound late in that game when Anthony Davis missed those 2 huge free throws, which we've seen a ton from Anthony Davis this season, which just isn't great, missing those late game clutch free throws. But luckily for the Lakers, Rui was able to tip the rebound to Adu, pass it to Reeves, who then got fouled. Reeves went to the free throw line and knocked down those 2 free throws, which pretty much sealed the deal in the game, putting the Lakers up by 4, which they ended up winning by 4 points. So not an amazing performance from Rui Hachimura. He was 1 of 5 from 3, 4-8 from the field, but he was able to pretty much save the game. Now to talk about some trades that I think the Lakers should be going out and looking to make if you're Rob Pelinka, and trades that I think could work for both teams, but mainly on the Lakers end, and what I think they should be going after to really help this squad. Because like I said, I feel like this Lakers team right now with the roster constructed don't to me seem like actual true contenders. I think they potentially could make a sneaky run in the playoffs. You still have LeBron, you still have Anthony Davis. First one here is one that I know pretty much everybody has talked about, and that is for Walker Kessler from the Utah Jazz. The thing about Walker Kessler is I feel like for the Lakers, what they potentially could do with getting a guy like Walker Kessler is what I would do personally is slide LeBron to the small forward position. He can be more playmaking. He can be more of an actual small forward. I don't really like LeBron as a power forward. I think it'd be a lot better if AD was the power forward, which I think he's also a lot more suitable for. And we've seen Anthony Davis have his best seasons as a power forward on the Pelicans and that one season on the Lakers in 2020. When Anthony Davis was at his best, he was at the power forward position alongside a center who could do all of the dirty work, bang with the bigs, get those defensive rebounds, and play great interior defense, and allow Anthony Davis to be more rested on the defensive end and save for more of his offense. And then on the offensive end, if you have a front court lineup of LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Walker Kessler, that's going to cause a lot of mismatches. Now, what could the Lakers send back, for Walker Kessler? I think it would have to be one of their backup bigs, whether it's Christian Wood, who hasn't played the entire season, and he's been injured for however many months and however many games now. So maybe Christian Wood could potentially be a piece in that package, or it could be Jackson Hayes, another guy that hasn't been playing too much this season. They've been going with more Christian Koloko as the backup center, but you potentially could send Jackson Hayes as well. Now, I think you're definitely going to have to throw picks at this. I wouldn't throw more than 1 first-round pick if you're the Lakers. Now, which pick do you want to give up, or which pick do the Jazz want? I'm not really 100% sure. So for this example, we'll just throw the 2028 first-round pick to the Utah Jazz with Jackson Hayes. I think that alone probably doesn't get the trade done. Even a guy like Cucciafino, right? If they want to make this trade for sure and get the deal done, I think the Jazz would be happy to take a flyer on Cucciafino. He hasn't been great for the Lakers, but you never know. I mean, all the guys the Lakers seem to trade, like Taurean Prince and Malik Beasley, seem to be doing a lot better on different teams. So for me, I'm not a great NBA GM, but I think this is a trade that realistically could happen for both sides, and I think would benefit both sides in the long run. If you're the Utah Jazz, you get a first round pick, you get a flyer on Cucciafino, who potentially could turn into a good NBA player. He's still young and has a lot of potential, and then you also do get either a Jackson Hayes or a Christian Wood just to kind of have on your roster. So maybe if you're the Lakers, you'd have to give up a little bit more, maybe a couple second round picks, maybe a different player in that trade to go get a guy like Walker Kessler. But if you're on Pelinka, I don't see why you're not constantly on the phone with the Jazz GM and you're constantly trying to work this trade out for Walker Kessler. I think he'd be a great addition on this Lakers squad. Now, another trade with the Jazz that a lot of people have been talking about, which I don't mind, would potentially be for Walker Kessler. Of course, I think he has to be the centerpiece of any trade you do with this Jazz team, but then also going out and getting Colin Sexton and giving them back D'Angelo Russell. Now, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. For example, it also would be like with Christian Wood and maybe a first round pick, right? I think that's something that, again, could work, for the Jazz. I think they would be getting some decent assets back with D'Lo, Wood, and a first round pick. The other one I do want to talk about is with a different team, and that's going to be the Brooklyn Nets. I think they have a lot of good assets, a lot of good players that could really help this Lakers squad. I think the first names we have to talk about are obviously Cameron Johnson and obviously Dorian Finney-Smith. I think those are the realistic ones. I thought Dennis Schroeder would have been a great addition for the Lakers because Dennis Schroeder always plays well on the Lakers, and he was super good for them back in that 2021 season and also when they went to the Western Conference Finals in 2023. Now, to go out and get a guy in Cameron Reddish or Dorian Finney-Smith, I feel like you're going to have to give up a little bit more, especially for Cameron Johnson. I think he's been having a really, really good season. I think this trade package would definitely have to center around Rui Hachimura and for sure a first round pick, maybe even two. I think that could realistically happen for the Nets if they get 2 first round picks for Cameron Johnson and also Rui Hachimura. Maybe just straight up this, Rui and a first round pick for Cameron Johnson potentially could work if you're both squads. But I do think the Lakers should be going after Cameron Johnson and should also be going after Dorian Finney-Smith. Now for him, I think you would probably give up a lot less, but he's a really good defender and I think could be very impactful for this Lakers squad. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about the Lakers recently? And what trades do you guys think they should be making, or at least going out and looking to make to improve their roster to be true contenders in the Western Conference? But let me know that stuff down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.